Hey there, I'm Sandy Reese, Chief Encouragement Officer at Get Fully Funded and the founder of Fundraising TV, where we teach you in bite-sized lessons how to raise the money you need to fully fund your budget and change more lives. I want to give you a sneak peek into the world of Fundraising TV and give you a tip that you can use right away to go raise more money for your small nonprofit. If you like what you see, stay tuned until the end, and I'll tell you how to access hundreds of lessons, templates, cheat sheets, and swipe files that are found only inside Fundraising TV.
If you're looking for the best advice you can get when you're raising money for a nonprofit, Fundraising TV.
Hi everyone, Emily here with the Get Fully Funded team, and today I'm going to be showing you some basic editing inside Canva.com. If you didn't know, this is an online editing tool. You can create graphics, PDFs, postcards, business cards, short videos. The list really goes on and on with the capabilities that Canva has. It is a very user-friendly tool, and it is my personal favorite. If you didn't know, there's actually a free upgraded version for nonprofits. And to do that and learn more, you can go to canva.com/canva-for-nonprofits, or you can just go to canva.com like I did and scroll over the plans option and go to their nonprofits section. Very quick and easy application process, and their team usually gets back fairly quickly. So definitely apply for an upgraded version if you haven't. This unlocks a lot of extra features within Canva that you don't want to miss. So we're going to go ahead and go back to the main page here. So once you log in, your login page should look similar to mine here. I've got some of my recent designs down below. You can search for content. So if you're looking for something specific, you can go to the search bar here and look up a design that you can use as a template and build for your own organization. And for today's basic editing tutorial, I did create a template that you'll be able to click on and follow along in this video, or use after you've watched the video. If you want to play around and try to go from memory, that's fine too. The link will be added in the handouts of this video and below the video itself on fundraisingtv.com. So I'm going to go ahead and paste that link in. Once you paste the link into your preferred browser, right now I'm using Google Chrome, it will take you to a page similar to this, and you're going to want to go ahead and click Use Template. So I'm going to show you kind of the basics inside, and of course, tools like this constantly change, and there may be some minor differences on your version versus the version I'm using today, but they should be in similar locations. So Canva Design School has actually put together a slide for us today. So we're going to be using that, and we're going to learn and play they call 7 activities here. We're going to design with some fonts, and again, play around with different things in the tool. As you can see, there is text. There is a logo here. You should be able to unlock. There we go. So like this, I can unlock. Up in the upper right-hand corner is where that lock is. So to your left here, you have different categories. You've got templates. This is similar to Canva's homepage that I mentioned earlier, where you can type in a tagline or a key phrase or keyword to see if there are any templates that you can run with and make your own. So a lot of different templates at your fingertips here. And that's one of the reasons why I love Canva. There are so many templates. You're not starting from scratch. You're not reinventing the wheel, and you can very easily make it your own by changing the fonts to your brand guideline font and the colors that align with your organization's branding. Well, underneath that, you have elements. And this is going to be anywhere from lines and shapes, little graphic pieces. You can add tables into your designs now. There's photos, videos, audio, charts, and the list goes on and on. Similar to the templates, you can also use the search bar to search for something specific. So if we wanted a heart, we could type in heart and we would have all kinds of different samples here that we could use. As the upgraded version as a nonprofit, you'll see there are some that are only accessible to pro users. So once you upgrade to a nonprofit account, you will be able to use all of the little assets that come with the pro, which is a nice perk. Underneath that, you have uploads. This is going to be where you find all of the things that you've uploaded to use. You have text underneath that. What I find really cool is beneath this, you can see different combinations of texts. Some of them are similar text, so this is the same text just over and over so that you can see just different text styles. And again, you can use the search bar here. It's really nice. One fun little tidbit that I want to share for the keyboard shortcut people like myself, I love a good shortcut on my keyboard. If you click on the canvas, which is the space here, and type the letter T, a new text box will appear and you can type whatever you need and it will automatically select the font that you most recently used. So I think that that's a really neat little feature and a nice keyboard shortcut for you. Underneath text is photos. And again, I'm not going to go through every single one of these, but most of them have search bars. And again, I highly recommend that you apply for a free upgraded version so that you can take full advantage of all of the assets and materials at your fingertips. And then there's a little section here that's more. And again, it goes into even more audio, videos, background, charts, folders, etc. So let's jump right into the tutorial and play around with the canvas that we have. Clicking on our canvas here, we're going to go ahead and click on the second page. And today what we're going to learn is how to add and edit text, create hierarchy, add animated effects, and apply different styles. So let's jump right in. So on your left here, we've got the Learn section. So we're going to watch a video and learn how to do it by clicking the video on our left. And I'll discuss what they're doing in that video. And then you can actually play around and test on the right side. So I hope that makes sense. Let's go ahead and get started. You're clicking on the play button, it's going to show us typing text and centering it where we would like it on this specific graphic. So I like this graphic. It's a nice simple one. This would be a really great one to highlight on a daily story on Facebook or Instagram. I think that would be a fun little thing. So clicking over here, we can type the word T, like I mentioned earlier, to make a text box quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and type T. There we go. And we're just going to type in some text here. And then once we have it, we can move it around with the little drag option here. We can change the font size by clicking up here in the upper left-hand corner. We can change the font style if we decide we wanted it to be scripty. Some fonts are smaller in nature, so you may have to increase your size after you've changed your font. And we'll pretend like we like that. And your canvas has nice grids, and it will automatically try to lock into certain places. So as you can see, it's showing me here that it's nice and aligned with this section, but it's not really aligned with the small white box that I want it to be aligned with. So I'm going to move it over more until it's level and centered with the white box that I'm really referring to, and not the entire side portion of this canvas. If we wanted to move it over into a different position and move it backwards or forwards, if we have extra little text elements or even little stickers, we can right click it and send it forwards. You can also click on it by going up here and clicking on position. And then again, move it backward to the back, forward. If you want to align it to the entire page very quickly, you can do that. If we wanted it in the center and in the middle, it would send it straight there. So that's really nice and handy. I'm going to delete that. Let's move on to the next page. So on our learn side here, we are going to learn how to create hierarchy by resizing the type of text. So as you can see, they're just playing around with the sizing of the text, and they did change the font on the top one. This is just playing around with size, reformatting the font just to make it a little more visual. So looking at this, my eye doesn't really want to gravitate any certain place. It's kind of all over the place. Here you can see this font is much bigger. So let's go ahead and change this font. No, it's not the same thing, but we'll roll with it. All right, I don't like that it's a random number, so I'm going to change it to 53. And that's just kind of random number off the top of my head. And once we have it where we like it, again, I'm using the Canvas position tool to see where I want it to go. And I can see that it was guiding me to the middle of this graphic, which is what I want. And then I'm actually okay with that being where it is, but I do want to increase the size just a little bit. And again, if I wanted to highlight all of this, we could put it in the center very easily. And it puts all of that right in the center of this box in the very back, which is nice and handy. I'm also okay with this, but I do want to make sure that it's the same size. I don't want it to look weird when the eye is trying to scan over this. So again, I'm going to highlight all of these and do center. A lot quicker, a lot easier. And that just looks a little bit better. Sometimes it's just playing around with certain things. Another quick little tidbit and tool I like to do sometimes is moving the transparency of the box that's behind this text to make the text pop ever so slightly transparent. So it gives you a little sneak peek of what's behind it. You don't lose the text, but again, it's not so harsh. Moving to the next one on the learn side, we learn how to find font types. We've kind of already went over this, but we'll practice again here on the right-hand side. So you can click on that. And over here, let's pretend we want to find a scripty font. And let's say we really like this one. So we have that. And then here we want something blocky. So a blocky type font. And then lastly, we can even type in italic. So really easily do that. Something I want to mention as well is you can click this change all and it will change all of the text on this page of your canvas to that specific font that you have selected. I don't really like to do that because again, sometimes I do like to play with different font styles as long as they complement each other. It just brings a little something extra to your graphic and makes it stand out a little bit more. Something else that I wanted to mention is you can upload your own fonts. There's recommended fonts, there's recently used, and then again, there's a brand kit that you can upload and edit, and then there's uploaded fonts. So if you put together a brand kit, it'll stay in this little branded area, or if you have fonts that you like specifically, but they are not necessarily in your brand kit, you can also upload specific fonts, which is really nice. And again, this is for the upgraded version as a nonprofit. So if I haven't said it enough, I'll say it again. Definitely upgrade and put in that application. On the 7th page here, it's going to show you how to format your text with shortcuts and just showing us how to change the different texts. So really quickly here, we're going to go over here and we can make it bold. I also really like to use this upper section here, so I'm going to show you that as well. Again, you can make it bold, you can make it italic, you can underline it. You can also use your keyboard shortcuts on this. So to undo that, I can do underline, I. So this is Control U, Control I, and Control D. That makes it bold. Those are just some little fun tidbits. Some fonts you cannot make italic or bold. It's just the font itself. It's just not made into the formatting of that font itself. So you'll have to find one that does bold if you're wanting it to be bold or underlined. You can also manually add a line to your canvas by typing in line over at the Elements tab and selecting it and just making it, whatever length that you want, and then underlining it manually that way. So if you find a font that you really like and you need it underlined, but it's not available, then you can go ahead and do that. And then you can also make it the same color so it looks like it is underlined on its own instead of being manually done. On the next page here, we are going to look at adding effects to text, which is really fun. So here they show you that you can click on the text and add an effect style to the text itself. So clicking on the text, up at the top, there's a section called Effects. Clicking on that, they showed you how to make it neon. So we'll do that together. And you can do it as intense as you want or as lightly as you would like. I really like it all the way intensified, and then backwards just ever so slightly so I don't lose as much of the yellow inside the middle here. It's just visually nice. And then we can also animate text. This will change the graphic from a still image to a movable graphic. Which is really nice because it will present itself as a video on the platform that you're uploading it to, even though it is a graphic since it has moving parts. So on our sample here, they're going to show us how to animate the text in the middle. So clicking on our box here at the top, there's a section called Animate, and we can choose which one we like best. I think the typewriter looks kind of cool, so we'll do that one. And again, you can hover over each animation to see which one you like best. But yes, as you can see, you can choose different animations, which is really nice. Moving on. On our left-hand side here, we're going to learn how to apply a font set to a design. So over in the styles section, there are font sets. They have went ahead and put together fonts that complement each other. So if you're not going off your brand guideline with specific fonts for your organization, but you want some nice complementing fonts, you can do that by going over to the styles as it showed a minute ago. And the font sets, you can see all and browse their selection. And once you click it, it will automatically update. All right, you did it. So feel free to download this template and go along with the video. If you have any questions, hop down in the comment section. Feel free to ask me any and all questions, and I will be happy to hop in. And remember, just play around with different things in Canva. There are loads and loads of templates and stickers and buttons and shapes and photos and all the things. They've made it really, really easy for basically anyone without any kind of graphic design background to be able to create something really nice and simple. And they've really done a lot of work on making it super easy for nonprofits because they understand, just like we understand here at Get Fully Funded, that you wear many hats. So continue doing the amazing work that you're doing. And we're super proud of you. And I can't wait to see the awesome graphics that you all create.
Fundraising TV.
To see the rest of this episode and dozens more like it, covering every aspect of fundraising and operating a small nonprofit, join me and hundreds of your fellow nonprofit leaders inside Fundraising TV. You'll get immediate access to hundreds of practical micro lessons, templates, cheat sheets, and swipe files that you can only find inside Fundraising TV. So click the link to learn more and join the program so you can get started today.